This is a quick look at how to install WordPress and Genesis Framework, a child theme, and some basics about how to deal with the functions.php file, frontpage.php, etc. Things that you need to be able to launch a website. Now, this doesn't cover how to read the code, specifics of how to implement a certain plugin or widget, or any idea that you might have. It's just a very broad overview to get you started on the overall process of what it takes to install WordPress and Genesis Framework. So we are going to start, we're going to use this software, site software link here within cPanel, and you might have something else that is similar within the cPanel that your host has provided, or you might want to install it manually, and maybe manually is best even. In this case we're going to be using this plugin. I'm going to create a username for me, and then there's going to be a password, and I'm not going to tell it to you, but you understand the concept of passwords, I'm sure. And then this is going to be a test site, and so then we're going to call it test site. Oh, that's too confusing since we already have the test sites over there. Let's call it sample 1, sample 1, and we're going to install it. And it is launched. Oh man, there we go. It's beautiful, isn't it? But we might want to do more too. We might want some customization going on here. So we're going to go to /wp-admin. We're going to log in with the information that is preloaded. And then we come down here and we see that we need to have a theme. Because right now we're on this default 2016 theme, and you shouldn't really be using it. And so we're going to upload Genesis Framework. Now it is a theme on its own, as far as technically speaking that's what it is, but it does not function on its own as you probably want it to, and you could in theory just use it, I suppose, and make modifications directly to it, but that's certainly not recommended. That's not the intent. That's not why you would be using a framework. So you use Genesis Framework, and it will be updated from time to time by StudioPress, but then it will be something that you rarely deal with directly. You're going to upload your child theme, Outreach Pro, and we click install, and then activate, and now we have this loaded, and this is what it would look like if we did it just as they were expecting us to do it. Now that's not how I use Outreach Pro. For me, Outreach Pro is a means to be able to have a similar starting point for every project that I'm working on. So we've installed it here. We've got that new look going on, but right now we just have a blog post there, which is a sample blog post, and we want it to be that we are using the widgets here to control what is going on in the home page. You want to take advantage of widget areas. If you're not going to be using widget areas, then I fail to see the purpose of using WordPress. Now of course you're going to need to be using other things as well, pages, posts, etc. But if you're going to try to be coding directly for the website, just code directly for your own website and don't bother using WordPress or Genesis Framework. So then we have our home top section here, and we're just going to be putting some text in there so we can see how this works. Home top and some text, and we will click save, and then in the bottom we're going to do the same thing. This is controlling what's happening on the home page. Other widget areas control other parts of the website. Sidebars are the most common, but also footers, headers, and any other random page on the site that you want to have widgets for, then you can do it through these areas here. And we're going to save that. See how it's looking now. Those things are loaded as we want them to be, but we don't have a menu, so let's create a couple of pages and add that to the top as well. We're going to do about us, and let's get started. We'll just leave that typo in there because it adds character. Some people say that you should be having a website that is flawless, and those people are mistaken. You want a website with character, rough around the edges. If it's too perfect, they'll tune you out. They'll say this is just propaganda. You don't want that, so you leave some character in there. We're going to make this our primary navigation menu. That's how it appears on the home page. There we go, and we can click on it, and let's get started. And back here, see that everything is looking like we want it to. Maybe not though. You know, as I think about this a little more, I'm pretty sure that we need the bottom to be nice fuchsia, or something in that neighborhood. Oh yeah, there we go. It's beautiful. And if you think otherwise, then you can keep your opinions to yourself and go make your own video. Got our background color here. Nice bright green. It's looking better all the time, isn't it? This is what you want. You want it to be personalized. Some people say, let's copy all the other websites out there. But no, no. We want it to be our website. There we go. Isn't that beautiful? Change this footer section down here. There we go. This is starting to look like what we imagined in the first place, right? Now, you have all the CSS that you're making changes to here as you've inspected it. Come over here. I guess it's not there yet. Click on style.css. I'm going to copy all this. Now, we could paste this directly into Appearance and then Editor. But that's a bad idea because paste it in here and it works, right? Here's the problem. What if I come over here and I've accidentally gotten into theme functions and then I paste in my CSS right there? If I click Update File and I do it within WordPress, then it is permanent and there's no getting back what the code was that was there before. So we don't want that. I'm going to leave this page so I don't accidentally do anything with that. What we do instead is you can go through cPanel or you can go through FTP and have direct access to the files, and it's much easier to undo mistakes that you have made. Come in here. We called... No, is that what we're doing? Are we on test it? No, we're on sample 1. That's what we're doing. There we go. We have our theme here. We have style.css. And it is so easy just to go in here. Anytime we make changes, we just paste in the new thing, save it. No changes have been made because I already saved it over there. But if we make a mistake like this and we say, it's beautiful, it might break our site. Oh, no such luck. Let's see. There we go. Now we can break it, I bet. On the look of it. Oh no. I'm just getting the wrong sections. Oh, I was down in the I was down in the bottom, so I was deleting the responsive aspects of it. Well, if you mess with it enough, eventually you can break it. You can try that on your own time. So we undo that though, and then now it's all the way back to normal. We click save, and it's just like it was in the beginning. Right now we're going to be looking at how to add another widget area. What if we want a home-middle section? Right now all we've got is top and we've got bottom, but what if we need something in the middle? Well, there's an answer. You do not have to stay with only a top and a bottom. You don't even have to know what you're doing in here. Just go in, copy and paste everything to do with home-top, and then change it to middle. Look at this. You come over here, you've got widgets. You got middle, we can put whatever we want in there now. We've got this whole brand new section. And we're going to say there's going to be some more text there. And then we come over here and we say, yes, we have accomplished something beautiful. Oh, it's not there. Because there's another step. You also have to go into frontpage.php because we need to tell the front page to load this. Now, not all Genesis framework themes and certainly not all WordPress themes do it in this way. So it might be within functions.php or it might have some other name, but you need to find where the other place is to be able to make this work. We're going to search for top because remember we're adding a second section that is exactly mirroring what is in top. But we want to change it to middle. And we will change that to middle. And we'll change that to middle. It's got to be everything. If you leave some things as top, it's going to mess up in some way. Come down here. We're almost there, don't worry. And when we are there, then we will have a brand new middle section. That is everything. And now we are going to save this thing. We're going to reload it, and we've messed up now. So we did something wrong. I honestly don't know what we did wrong. Maybe I made a change inadvertently. No, I don't know. Where did it say that we had a problem at? Oh, I accidentally declared it twice. What did I do? There we go. You've got to get every one. And now we have our home middle, just where we wanted it to be. And we can add whatever widgets we want in here, whatever plugins we want to use, we can use. You come in here and you can search for all these wonderful plugins that are available through the WordPress repository. And you can also, that's not suppository by the way, and then you can also upload them directly if you'd rather do that. Either way is an option. Now, this is starting to be a pretty good site, and there comes a point in the process where you don't want to make any more changes, or you might go beyond what is helpful and fruitful and good and start to create something that is ugly. And so we're going to leave this as it is right now. But what we want to do is launch this on a new domain name. Now it doesn't matter right now because we're not really putting it on a domain name that is of any significance. But when you're doing a test site, frequently you will run into that situation. Most of the time you will, because you won't continue to run it as a test site, I hope. We use a plugin that is called Duplicator most of the time to transfer our websites. Sometimes we use another one. The name escapes me at the moment, but I find it when I need to. Duplicator works as long as you're not having crazy big files on your website. This one doesn't have anywhere near crazy big files, and so then I know that it will work just fine. We click Build, we get these two files here. We download Installer, download Archive. Come back over here. Normally we would be having a brand new cPanel devoted to one of these, to some new website, and we would do that through WHM, not through cPanel, that we would create it, and we'd come back in here, and we would transfer it over. In this case, that doesn't make any sense, and so we are going to do a new folder, and we're going to say new sample, because it's what we've been doing, but a new sample of it. And if we want to transfer it, we go into new sample, and that's empty. We go over here, we upload those files that we just downloaded. It says 17 after it because I've done this a few times before. And I want to change that name to just installer.php. Just makes me feel better. Sample 1, right? Yeah, there we go. No. That's not what we're on now. New sample, that's what we're on now. There we go. Okay, so we go to new sample /installer.php, and we have this here, and we have a name for our database, and don't worry, I'm going to think of it here in just a moment. There we go, that's what it is. And then we have a username, and for username and for password, I'm going to let you look at a nice picture of Ronald McDonald, one of his friends there, and you can enjoy that while I move on to bigger and better things. I just don't want you to be able to hack into my websites. You know how it is. Now I deployed that, and I can replace the old site info with the new site info. And we'll do that throughout the database and within WordPress itself, and in most places it will replace it. Sometimes if you've done things wrong it won't in certain places, but it won't be in any way that messes it up so that it doesn't function. Now, we want to see our website on our brand new domain name here. Look at that. It transferred beautifully. Right now you're probably thinking that this is a beautiful website and you want to copy it exactly as it is, and I understand the feeling, but you need to resist. And if I find that you have stolen my website, if you have infringed upon my copyright, my intellectual property within this website, the work that I have placed into this, then I will find you and I will remove you from the internet. All of it. You will be gone. and I have that kind of power, and so you need to watch out. But feel free to copy this in some way. If you change a couple of colors, that's fine, and that's enough. But this is my site, and I expect you to respect that, and then I hope you can make good use of the information you found here. Share it with your loved ones, your friends, your neighbors. Let them know that Genesis Framework on top of WordPress is a good way to go about building a website like this.